Riverside.
What's up, everybody? It's 2 o'clock. It's a Monday here in the Bullpen. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. We're out here looking at the beautiful Toyota Field where the Trash Pandas will be back in action on April 6th. That is opening day. We still have several baseball events going down here, though, before opening day for the Trash Pandas. You will have Alabama baseball playing MTSU on March 28th here at the field. Auburn next month in February will be taking on UNA here at the field. So come check that out. That's going to be crazy that Auburn's going to be the home team in that game. We got like UNA on the dugouts.
Yeah.
It's going to feel weird. But
what's the in-between a home game and a neutral site game? Because we might have the first ever home neutral site game ever.
We're way closer to UNA than Auburn. So, I mean.
So it's not a neutral crowd. Well,
no.
This is a
we still might pull more Auburn fans, though.
It's going to be a crowd.
Bigger following.
It'll be a
yeah.
crowd.
It'll be a good crowd.
Yeah,
it was a good crowd last year when it was Auburn taking on, what was it, Tennessee State?
Tennessee Tech? I don't remember. We called them the Birds, whatever the team was. I didn't know their mascot, and I think I saw a bird, and I called them the Birds.
Oh, well,
that doesn't help because that wasn't their actual mascot, so it doesn't get us any closer to an answer.
We had a huge crowd for that game, and it was just a big Auburn pool. Now, whatever we don't get for an Auburn pool, you've still got local UNA grads like myself that'll want to come to this game too. So
it's going to be a popular one. I'm hearing from my UNA people. I'm hearing from my Auburn people. I'm hearing from the Alabama people. I'm hearing from those Middle Tennessee State people.
Yeah, man.
A lot of interest in the SEC ball touching Toyota Field here in, less than a month for the Auburn game.
Yeah, but before then, we're going to have an entire Super Bowl that we get to watch before that happens. And that means we have to have an AFC and an NFC championship game. And those were set this past weekend. We got to check out, let's see, what was the first game of the weekend? It was Jags-Chiefs, right?
That is correct.
It wasn't a terrible game. That was one that me and you both said we thought the Jags would cover, but the Chiefs would ultimately win. That's what happened. It wasn't a super eventful game other than the fact that Patrick Mahomes is now shaken up, and they're going to have to take on at home the Cincinnati Bengals, who already have their number. What was it? Last year the Bengals came from behind to beat them in the regular season, at the end of the regular season, came from behind to beat them in the AFC Championship game last year to go to the Super Bowl, and then this year as well was able to beat them in the regular season. So Joe Burrow already has Patrick Mahomes' number, and now he gets to play a hobbled-up Patrick Mahomes. And just to shed light on how severe that injury could be and how hobbled Patrick Mahomes could be in this game, you look at Tony Pollard in Dallas. It's essentially the same injury. The same thing happened. Maybe more weight was put on Tony Pollard.
Tony's looked a lot worse.
Tony's broke, I think. Tony's was actually broken.
If you want an injury to compare this to, Deebo Samuel had a high ankle sprain, did he not, for the 49ers when he missed a few weeks there?
Yeah, I think so.
And he was out for a little while. Was Lamar Jackson dealing with a high ankle sprain too?
I think he was doing something with his knee, right?
Okay. Well, I'm going to double-check the Deebo one, but I'm pretty sure Deebo had a high ankle sprain, which caused him to miss a fair amount of time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was December 11th.
He's looking pretty good now, though.
He's looking good now, but he missed a lot of games, and you don't have that time now if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you watch that game, that injury is a very serious one.
Oh,
the Patrick Mahomes we saw in the second half was not the Patrick Mahomes in the first quarter, where every throw on that first drive had a highlight quality to it. Like, after every throw, I'm like, oh, yeah, nice throw. I mean, I felt repetitive on that first drive. I'm like, am I just impressed by anything at this point?
No,
but
he's really
Then I
that
saw
good.
the rest of the game, and I realized, no, that first drive was just really special, and then he gets the high ankle sprain, and he's not Patrick Mahomes. This is going to be tough for the Chiefs, especially playing a Bengals team that's beat them 3 straight times.
Yeah, no, and a Bengals team that's red hot. And you were right on a lot of things. I was right on a lot of things last week. We both got a couple of things wrong that we'll talk about too. But a couple of things, let's just go ahead and get the good out of the way. What were we spot on about? We were spot on about the Jags and the Chiefs. The Jags would cover. The Chiefs would win that one straight up, right? Boom. Yeah. Nailed that one.
Nailed it, man. Nailed it.
We got that one right. We were also, you so far seem to be correct about the whole. I picked the Bills to win because the Bengals offensive line was banged up. That scared me away from it. It scared me away from picking the Bills. You said, you know what, I'm still going to pick the Bengals because you think Josh Allen is going to be this generation's Dan Marino. He's going to have all the talent, but there's so much going on in the AFC, he's not going to have the Super Bowls to back it up that these other guys will.
And now everybody's saying it, except they're using Phillip Rivers, not Dan Marino. I went too old. I should have used Phillip Rivers. I forgot about him. But, yeah, Josh Allen is looking like he might be that lost quarterback of this very talented quarterback generation where Joe Burrow's like Teflon Don, and Patrick Mahomes, you got to rip his leg off to make him human.
Yeah.
They're going to have a tough go of it. And them Jags look good.
But
Stephon Diggs is like leaving the locker room before the game's over.
They had to get like a practice squad guy to bring him back in the locker room.
Yeah, Duke Johnson on the practice squad over there had to get him to come back. It's the Bills. What a season.
And obviously Josh Allen is a very, very good quarterback, and it's not like it's not one of those situations where Josh Allen's really good, but the Bengals just happen to be more talented around their quarterback who's not as good as Josh Allen, because Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen. I think he proved that this weekend.
Well,
in my opinion, it goes Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen in the AFC.
Yeah, I think you have to agree after this week. And, I said Josh Allen, he's been making a lot of mistakes, and he did that again this week, and Cincinnati just ran all over them. I mean, the real problem for the Bills was their defense. I mean, Joe Mixon they probably could have run the ball every play and still won that game.
Yeah.
I mean, they were owning them on the ground. So, Bills, who are coached by a defensive guy, who, by the way, did you know he used to be a wrestler in high school? Yeah,
Really?
he was McDermott's a wrestler. Do you know that? Oh, wait, you did know that because they say it all the time. All the time.
Oh, my gosh.
Which
I
is
didn't
weird
know that,
because
dude,
when the Bills were having trouble on defense, I'm surprised McDermott didn't get out there and try to go for a quick leg hook.
I didn't know that, dude, because every time I hear the broadcast, they don't brag about that as much, man. The thing they like to brag about is Patrick Mahomes' family.
Not so much. Not so much anymore. Not so much. But Sean McDermott, man, why didn't you try to put that guy in a full Nelson?
Man, it's unfortunate because like he's going to catch me. I had someone ask me it was a legit question. Is it a legit question to go ahead and start asking if Sean McVay should be fired from the Bills? McDermott,
yeah.
sorry, I said Sean McVay. Sean McDermott be fired from the Bills. And that's so crazy because you look at who they had to play and who they would have had to go through in the AFC Championship game and how tough the AFC is that you're even considering that because of how good the Bills roster is, and they need to maximize their potential because the Chiefs are maximizing theirs and so are the Bengals. And then you look at the NFC, and you got a guy who might be safe from being fired because he's got an owner that just loves to have yes men around, and he did a way worse coaching job this weekend than Sean McDermott did, and that is Mike McCarthy. Oh my God, that the Dallas Cowboys, even though they're talented, they are a joke.
They're allergic to championship games.
Man, there was so much that was proven in that game. Everyone went after Dak, and rightfully so. Dak did a lot of bad in that game. He's not the only reason they lost the game. There was a lot of, goofy going on in that game. But Dak did prove that he's just not the dude. He is not going to be the guy. He is closer to, I don't know, quarterbacks that you think, like someone was
Derek
trying to
Carr.
defend him. Yeah, I mean, above
Kirk
average.
Cousins.
Above average, but not great. Not by any means great. They're in a certain tier. They're better than good. Someone said, "Oh yeah, I get the Dak's below average." I said, I disagree. I think Dak is above average. He's not great though. And he doesn't have a good enough team around him either, like the San Francisco 49ers do. Brock Purdy wasn't spectacular yesterday. George Kittle was. That defense was. That team, the coaching staff was. That team is so well put together. That was another thing we got right that we'll want to brag about. The San Francisco 49ers were going to beat the Dallas Cowboys. We nailed it.
Oh, never had a doubt on that one. The 49ers franchise from top to bottom outclasses the Cowboys. The Cowboys can't get it done the way they got it. I mean, Jerry hinders them. There's no question about it. I don't know about McCarthy as coach. I don't know as Jerry. I mean, even their own Twitter page is out there tweeting about how Dak threw too many picks and made unforced errors. I mean, your own tweets are talking about how lackluster your team is. The team runs that. How do you even okay that? Like, Dallas is a mess from the top down. When you look at the Niners, though, you got Lynch at GM, you got Shanahan as coach, you've got that stud defense that's been around. Kittle's been on the team. They've always had playmakers on offense. They've always been able to run the ball. At no point did I ever think the Niners were going to lose. I mean, that stat during the year where like teams were like 0-14 the week after they played the 49ers, that's one of the most insane stats I've ever heard in any sport. I mean, teams are just beaten up when they get done playing the Niners, and the numbers show it. And the Cowboys, come on. And then you lose Pollard, who's like,
I broke his ankle.
I mean, yeah, that was ugly. But Pollard, playmaker, explosive guy that can take one to the house at any moment. You lose that, and
listen to this. This is how the Cowboys own social media talks about their team. They talk about their team like they're some independent news source paid to cover the Cowboys. But in reality, they are the Cowboys. This is how the Cowboys on Twitter talk about their own team. Dak Prescott gave away the ball twice in a narrow loss to the 49ers in a matchup the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't again generate self-inflicted wounds.
From the Cowboys.
Yeah, you are the Cowboys. That's you.
Yeah,
well, what happened to, we gave it away. No, it's the Cowboys gave the ball away. Dak Prescott. This is you. You are the Cowboys.
Did Skip Bayless get control of the Twitter page after the game? Like, why are you running editorials on your own team?
I refuse to follow Skip Bayless because I am so much getting into that where I don't pay. If you think that person is over the top dumb, don't pay them any mind. But so many people I follow him, so I still see all of his tweets. I don't interact with them, but I see how dumb they are. Do you see the one about him throwing Dak's jersey away?
He threw his jersey right in the trash.
Did you watch the video?
I did. I watched the whole thing.
Did you see that before he walks in to the kitchen, you can clearly see him standing still in the hallway holding the jersey, waiting for the cue to walk in and throw the jersey in the trash.
What do you think? Skip Bayless just had a motion. He had one of those wild game cameras set up in his kitchen, just waiting for a motion to trigger the record button.
You can clearly hear his wife just knock on the counter and give him the signal. He's standing there with the jersey in his hand. You can see the jersey standing still, and then you hear, and he walks in. That was the most sissy way to throw away I've ever seen anyone throw anything away.
You think he did that first take? There was probably I didn't even mean for the pun right there. But
I
really didn't mean for that. But do you think he did it first take, or do you think that was take 7? You know, he did it a couple more times. Like, no, that's not the one.
Oh, he absolutely
redid it. Then he got
it,
that one. He said, yeah. Mm-hmm. The thing I took away the most from it is that he has a framed movie poster of Anchorman in his hallway. Did you see that?
I bet he's never even seen it all the way through.
Skip Bayless, a man who makes an insane amount of money to just yap sports, just like we're doing right now. Has a framed movie poster of Anchorman hanging up, just right next to his kitchen. not in the Skip Bayless man cave. It's right next to the kitchen. I was like, all right, yeah, cool.
Before every meal, we just walk by and tap Will Ferrell on the forehead.
I had that same poster when I was in college. Skip Bayless' house looks like a dorm room.
Skip's 66 years old.
Yeah. That was my biggest takeaway. Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to the rest of it because it's
I didn't even see the Anchorman poster, to be honest with you. But I guarantee he's probably never seen it all the way through.
Probably not. No.
Bet he hasn't. I bet you could quote any movie and say it's Anchorman. He'd be like, that's my favorite.
I love that. Hey, what about Jim Carrey, huh? He can do everything.
It's like Ron Swanson, Anchorman, always said, life's like a box of chocolates.
That's it, man. Favorite scene.
Ron Swanson's my favorite character.
That's why I got the poster in my kitchen. That's why I got it. I value cinema. I'm a fan of art. That's what he probably tells me.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm a big art collector.
So the Cowboys go down. We called that one. That is a franchise that needs just a lot of. Jerry's got to get out of the way.
Well, it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. But, dude, if there was anything ever more evident, you've got a kicker that missed 4 out of 5 extra points the week before.
How scared did he look?
He's struggling in warm-ups. People were reporting on Brett Maher's warm-up kicks. He was only 14 of 18, but one of them was 20 yards to the right. And who was the voice of reason that walks out onto the field to calm him down pregame?
Hey, look here, Brett. It's me, Jerry.
Jerry Jones.
I don't know why my Jerry sounds like a crappy George W. Bush, but
the owner of the Dallas Cowboys walked out onto the field to talk to his kicker before the game.
Hey, Dan Bailey, come over here real quick. It's Brett Maher, sir. Dan Bailey hasn't kicked here in 8 years. Yeah, come here, Dan. Hey, look. See, that's football, okay? Now, that's a foot. I mean, what more you need? Don't lose this game for us, all right? I'll have you on the streets in 3 hours.
The rumors about what was happening, too, were swirling everywhere. Someone had even said that Jerry Jones went down there to see if Brett Maher had alcohol smell on his breath.
What?
That was a rumor.
He honestly thought his kicker was showing up liquored up to the game. He's pulling a Sebastian Janikowski out there?
That I don't know. It's
That's
just
bold.
There's a rumor that was out there floating around the internet. But
Going full sea bass, getting liquored up before the NFC Divisional.
I just couldn't see anybody else going down to do that before a game. Any other owner.
Well, that's because Jerry
Going up
does
for a
things that other owners don't. And not one of those things has ever led to a Super Bowl. So you probably see why other owners don't do that stuff. That's what you have like coaches for.
Yeah.
They
and
like coach. They have coaches for the kickers.
You know something else?
Numerous people.
I don't know if you
involved.
saw this, but I think it was it was that drive the Cowboys had, the last drive, when they obviously weren't going to win the game, when it became painfully obvious they weren't going to win the game. You saw the 49ers, John Lynch, the 49ers GM in the box celebrating, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. 2 plays later, he's on the sideline celebrating with the team. How did he get down there so fast?
Just like on the field, man. He'd be lined up at safety. Next thing you know, he tackle for loss, 2 yards in the backfield. How did he get there? I don't know. He still
From
got it.
the press box to the sideline.
You
like
you
that.
never lose that.
There's
You
2 John Lynches. He's got a body double.
Nah, you never lose field vision. You never lose it.
He's got a body double.
Hey, Lynch is a Hall of Famer for a reason. Okay? It's because he got in the backfield.
I'm just telling you, man.
He knows his way around.
Just saying.
Where were they playing? They were playing in Santa Clara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh no, he knows that place. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to see his time from booth to field. Is there a GM combine?
I want to see.
There should be. That'd be one of the. And go.
I know his time. I want to see it compared to everybody else now because he's definitely at the top.
Hey, no one's getting close.
That was insane. Let's see, what else were we right? I'm trying to find the things we were right about.
Yo, the biggest shame about the Cowboys-Niners game, though, is that the Cowboys didn't march down and score a touchdown at the end so we could see Brett Maher kick an extra point to send it to overtime. Because that would have been the most dramatic extra point in the history of extra points. And that first one that got blocked, that thing looked like it was going to miss.
It was a screwball.
It looked like it was going to go – it might have hit one of the cheerleaders. It looked like it – yeah, it was sideways. It was instantly going left. That guy blocking it really saved Maher. So I think that if that gets up and everyone sees how bad that kick was going to be, he probably is boozing on the sideline at that point.
Yeah.
But they robbed us. Yeah, even on a game where they lost, they robbed us on a chance to see them possibly lose on an extra point, which just would have been that would have been something.
All right, the one we got really wrong. We said the Giants would win that one straight up.
When are we going to learn? When are we going to stop disrespecting the Philadelphia Eagles?
There was one thing I did get right about that game, though. I did say I said that this game is going to go one of 2 ways, no in between. I said if the Giants win, which I thought they would, it was going to be an ugly game that we were not going to enjoy, or the Eagles blow them out of the water. You said no, the Eagles wouldn't blow them out. I said if the Eagles win, they're blowing them out. I said that. I clipped that. I have that.
Yeah, you were right.
It got nasty quick. It did not get
the Eagles
better.
were going to come out rusty, and they did the opposite.
Yeah, they were up 28-0 at halftime. So, yeah. Good for Hurts, man. Eagles in the NFC Championship. And I'll be honest with you. I will be honest with you. We said last week we thought San Francisco was going to a Super Bowl. I'm changing my mind. I really think the Eagles have what it takes to beat the Niners because I think roster-wise the 49ers are running into a team, not a player, but a team that is also really, really good.
Yes.
And it'll be a lot like I think the offense will struggle a lot like they did against the Cowboys yesterday, only having 1 touchdown. The Eagles' defense will play, I think, very similar to that. They will give Brock Purdy and that offense fits. Kittle will probably have some wow plays, and so will Debo, obviously, because they're really good. But I think, for the most part, the Eagles will keep them in check. However, Jalen Hurts and that offense are way better than the Cowboys. I think the 49ers are finally going to have their hands full. I think that winning streak is over. I think the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be Bengals-Eagles.
I can see it going either way. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. That is going to be a smash-mouth game.
That's got to be the late game, right? That's going to be the second one.
I mean, the Eagles' D has been playing strong. That Niners' D is strong. And then you go to the offensive side, you got 2 sides that will run the ball.
It's the early game.
And run. Is it really?
2:00 game, yeah.
Bengals-Chiefs, though. I mean,
it's huge.
Those are 2 big-timers. I hope Mahomes is better, but a high ankle sprain is a nagging injury.
Mm-hmm. And how about Joe Burrow, too, when they were talking to him after the game? And they were, hey, a lot of these Chiefs fans thought they were going to Atlanta to play the Bills, and he was like, better get the refund. So
There were a lot of I think there were a lot of Charger fans in KC this week. I saw posters from Chargers fans like, "Hey, let's just go get this dub." Like you could tell they bought their tickets at halftime of that 27-7 Jags game, thinking we got it in the bag. And I think a few of them still legged it out, went to the game, and I saw a lady with a Chargers poster. I'm like, "Oh, that's bless you." Might be a lot of Bills fans in Atlanta, or no, I guess not in Atlanta. It's now going to be in Kansas City.
They committed to something, and they saw that commitment through. I appreciate them.
I admire them. I mean, you probably should have sold it and made some money, but avoided
maybe.
the plane tickets, all that. But hey, you want to go watch a game between two teams that aren't your team, one of which knocked them out the week prior? You go do your thing. It's America.
There are a couple things over the weekend that I saw during like the commercial breaks that might have been better than some of the games that we got to watch this weekend. I don't know if you've seen these or not, but the first one, 80 for Brady. You seen the trailer for this?
No.
It's a movie.
Oh yes, with the old ladies that are all into Tom Brady. Dude, I saw an ad for that and I thought it was a joke.
It's based on a true story.
What? Yeah, like Jane Fonda and like Sally Field are all gonna like
Rita Moreno and
Lily Tomlin. They got a
Gronk's going to be in it.
course.
Have you seen the cheesy, weird, gross line between Gronk and the old lady?
Nah.
She's standing next to him at his locker, and she's like, "Whoa, you're really big." And he's like, "Thank you." And it's gross and weird. And
I'm watching it. Oh, I already got tickets.
the new movie, 80 for Brady, was inspired by the true story of four friends living life to the fullest. Stars Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, and Sally Fields. Four actresses with a collective 12 Oscar nominations and 5 wins between them. Something tells me here late in her life, Sally Field probably won't have this at the top of her most proud list of movies.
Yeah, I don't think this will be listed alongside any of the Oscar nominations. So I love how it's like is inspired by a true story of 4 friends living life to the fullest. That's the true story. 4 friends having a good time.
What does that even
It could be any 4. Did these 4 friends try to all hook up with Tom Brady? Where's the Brady part coming in?
According to IMDb, here you go. A group of friends made it their lifelong mission to go to the Super Bowl and meet NFL superstar Tom Brady. So I guess in the middle of this 28-3 Super Bowl that Tom Brady was involved in, he got ambushed by a pack of 80-year-old women.
Sweet.
Good for him.
Okay, yeah.
That's the description. That's it.
That could be a movie.
This movie, let's see, is inspired by the true story of 4 best friends and New England Patriots fans who take a life-changing trip to Super Bowl 51 to see their hero Tom Brady play, and the chaos that ensues as they navigate the wilds of the biggest sporting event in the country.
As they navigate the wilds.
That's what it says. Navigate the
Waiting in
wilds.
line for the restroom at Gillette Stadium. I mean, what are we trying to find? We get a good parking spot. We're 80.
All right, how many?
Is that the big scene?
How many pacemaker references do we have in this?
There's going to be a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's going to be this game's too exciting. Someone taking their pills in the third quarter or something. 80 for Brady.
80 for Brady.
Let's both go see that and review it.
It's an hour and 38 minutes.
Is it on a streaming platform? Because I would like to not have to leave the house to go see this.
I think it is coming to a theater near you, actually.
Oh, I don't want to have to go out in public and buy tickets to 80 for Brady.
It comes out February 3rd. So, 80 for Brady.
What did I say, Prime Video?
No, that was just
Dang, that was just an ad for Prime Video.
Okay, so we need to actually just have a football movie marathon. 80 for Brady.
Yep.
The Kurt Warner story.
Oh, God.
We need to binge the show in between movies. The show of Kevin James playing Sean Payton.
We don't have to.
Was that a movie or a show?
That was a movie.
Okay, it was a movie. We'll binge that one.
So what else did you?
Oh, there was something else. It gets way worse though.
Yeah.
There's another show. It's a reality show, much like The Bachelor, but it stars farmers. 4 farmers fighting for love.
Sweet.
Called The Farmer Wants a Wife.
All right.
And it's 4 farmers teaching the women this southern lifestyle. It drives me crazy.
What channel's that on?
I think it's Fox.
Is that a CMT original?
I think it was Fox.
That's Fox.
I
Fox
think
picked
so.
that up. If there was going to be a network reality show about farmers wanting a wife,
Yeah,
Fox would be the one to pick it up.
It's a Fox show. Premieres Wednesday, March 8th.
Oh, set your DVRs now.
Four farmers embark on an adventure of a lifetime to find their future spouse. Hosted by Jennifer Nettles.
Jennifer Nettles. Oh. Okay.
I have to look up who that is.
She's a singer and an actress. She in one of those groups. One of those.
Killing it.
She's on the Righteous Gemstones, that HBO show.
Okay. Yeah, I see who it is.
But she made her hay in the music industry. She sowed her oats over there in Nashville, and then parlayed it into an acting career.
You know what people are...
And a reality dating show for farmers.
You know what people in this country are obsessed with? They love to make fun of, but are absolutely obsessed with?
What?
The Midwest and the Southern culture.
Yeah.
Obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this show that they always make fun of our accents and all this stuff from Alabama and all that, and now they have a show that's going to be must-watch TV.
Yep.
Must-watch trashy TV. They had a bachelorette from Alabama, Hannah Brown.
Well, they got four farmers. Are they going to pick four wives? How does that work? They eliminate farmers? They eliminate wives?
I want to say the farmers each start eliminating women.
Are they each given a farm?
I don't know.
And then they got to...
Farmer Wants a Wife connects four hunky, hoe-bearing men with a gaggle of unattached women who aren't having any luck finding a mate in the big city.
So we moved them out to a farm in Iowa and said, now, look, we're not going to pay you much. Just do you want to be on Fox or not? They were like, yeah, we'll take it.
This summer, Farmer Wants a Wife connects four hunky, hoe-bearing men with a gaggle of unattached women who aren't having any luck finding men in the big city.
I don't think this is going to be real. I don't think any of these people will be farmers. I think they're just going to find four dudes.
Dude, they wear cowboy hats.
Yeah, this is a casting session. These guys don't know how to farm.
This March, Rob Schneider is a stapler. I'd rather watch that.
All right, Farmer Wants a Wife. Sweet.
Yeah. And then during one of these blowouts, I had a chance to find something else that really, really annoys me. There were two big arguments that were going on during the Eagles-Giants blowout.
Okay.
One of them, which we'll get into, was who can claim Jalen Hurts? What college claims Jalen Hurts? And then the other one, and this one was heated. It was
Hey, let me preface you. This one was heated.
This one got wild.
Okay.
The other argument. Why is it called fiction and nonfiction when it comes to books?
What are we talking about?
What do you mean, what are we talking about?
Where was that heated debate?
Between me and my wife.
Okay. I was like,
and she
Twitter
wasn't
went
even
nuts
debating.
for
She
this
just sat there and listened as I complained because I'm reading again. I used to love reading when I was younger, and then when I got into college, I had to work full time and also pay for college, so I got out of reading, and now I'm finally reading again.
I'm into an insane rant.
Now that I'm reading, it drives me so crazy that we have these sections called fiction and nonfiction because of what they mean. It's so confusing and it's dumb.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it confusing?
Yeah. Okay. What would you say, like, if you were dreaming, right, and you were having a dream, you wake up from the dream, and you're confused whether you are dreaming or in your reality. You wake up and you're like, is this real, right? This is reality. This is real, right?
Sure.
Do you wake up and go, oh, this is not fake? No, this is reality. That's what fiction and nonfiction is. Fiction is fake stuff. It's fantasy, right? And nonfiction is real. Why do we have to call the real stuff non-fake? Why can't we just call it real? Why can't that be, like, have another name besides nonfiction? It drives me insane.
Dude, get a hobby.
Dude, I'm trying to read, but they're confusing me with the books.
Find a better
like
hobby that doesn't involve intellect.
I want to go read a book about the Dallas Cowboys
clips.
from the early 90s. Well, that's in the nonfiction section. I'm like, but it's real. Well, that's what nonfiction means. Nonfiction means not fake. I'm like, but why can't we just call it real? It's in the real section. Go find it over there. Why can't you just call it sports?
Why is this a produce section? Why don't you just call this the things from the ground section?
Call it vegetables.
It's just things from the ground. Why we gotta say produce? Are you just mad that words exist that mean
No, fiction and nonfiction is dumb, and it bothers me so much.
I didn't think I was coming into this press box today and was going to get hot takes about how the titles fiction and nonfiction are unnecessary.
Don't even get me started on the Dewey Decimal System, okay?
Well, that's played out. Everyone knows Dewey's a joke. But fiction and nonfiction, I feel like very important.
It bothers me.
I love it, you know. Hey, I'd like a nice story. Here's the fiction section.
The fiction part's not what bothers me.
I'd love to hear about the Industrial Revolution. There's some nonfiction right there.
But what is
you call real?
But what is nonfiction?
Stories that are based in reality.
So why do you have to call it not fake? Why don't you go read this not fake book?
Yeah, it's in our stories based on reality section because that's a mouthful. That's our real section? Wait, are there fake books? What do you mean? People are going to be confused. Fiction and nonfiction saves a lot of problems. Yeah, real books are over there. Fake books are over there.
Go read
I don't want any fake books. Can I get some real books on fake things? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, sir. I'm very confused. If only there was a word I could. Oh, fiction.
Well, no, fiction again makes sense. The fiction part makes sense. Fiction is, your.
You got any real books about real things? Huh?
Can you give me the reality section?
If you go into a bookstore and you go, hey, man, where are them real books on real things? And be like, can you even read? Are you sure you want a book? Books on tape are back there. Yeah, but are they the real tapes or are they fake tapes? And are they real books on fake tapes or are they fake books on real tapes? Because I want real tapes about real books, but I want them to be about fake things. Where's that section?
I followed every single thing you just said.
I'm sure.
Every one of them.
I got a headache, so I'm a big fan of fiction and nonfiction.
Well, I would much rather argue that than...
Why is it called romance novels? Why don't they just call it ones with the shirtless dude on cover? Where's shirtless dude cover books? I'm looking for one for my wife. It's her birthday.
I know that you're trying to tease and make my whole point sound dumb, but it makes so much sense the way you're talking.
Where are all them Fabio books at with the blonde fella? He's holding a sword and he's sweaty. Where's
you telling me nobody would be able to point you in that direction?
Excuse me, it's in the romantic fantasy section, sir. I don't know what that is. Okay, if you don't make up language, just do it somewhere.
Tell me they couldn't take you to that exact book if you described it like that.
I feel like I could have saved some time.
Oh, man. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. I never really understood that. It always bothered me a little. But I'm really just trying to save time from the real discussion that everyone's having. This is a really...
The nonfiction
The nonfiction discussion that everyone's having. This is a non-fictional topic that is happening on the internet again, and I'm tired of it. I'm just so sick of who gets to claim Jalen Hurts. What college can claim Jalen Hurts? Why do we have to do this again? Because I'll tell you why. It's because he's good in the NFL, and nobody, Oklahoma fans and Alabama fans, didn't think he was going to be that good in the NFL. Now that he's good, both fan bases want to claim him. I'm an Oklahoma fan. You're an Alabama fan. Back when he first got selected, we were trying to give him away to each other.
That's true.
And then now everyone wants to claim him. Let me tell you who I think could claim Jalen Hurts. Both of them. What's the problem with claiming both of them? I hate, and by the way, I hate the comparisons. Well, I mean, if Alabama can claim Jalen Hurts, why can't Ohio State claim Joe Burrow and Jameson Williams? Why can't Florida claim Cam Newton? Because they either barely played or didn't play for those universities. Jalen Hurts took Alabama to 2 national championship games, and in 2018, instead of leaving when he could have left, he decided to stay and graduate, and then was the reason that Alabama was able to beat Georgia in the SEC championship game and go to the playoffs. Alabama 100% has a claim for Jalen Hurts. So does Oklahoma. He played 1 year there. He played way more at Alabama. Most of his stats from Alabama, most of his touchdowns from Alabama. However, in that 1 year at Oklahoma, it is what got him named as a Heisman Trophy finalist in 2019, and it's the reason that he was a second-round draft pick. So, yes, they were both instrumental in his college career. They both have a right to claiming Jalen Hurts.
No, that's fiction. Nah. I let the man claim the school he wants to claim. And that man wears a lot of Alabama gear for an Oklahoma man.
That's fine with me. If Jalen Hurts came out today and said, guys, and I don't think he would do this. I think he would actually play it both ways. At the Senior Bowl, he split the helmet down the middle, Oklahoma, Alabama. I think he would play both ways, which is fine. But if Jalen Hurts came out today and was like, look, my heart was with Alabama. Oklahoma helped me, and it was a business decision. I had to go do this for my NFL career, but Alabama was where my heart was. I'd be like, it makes sense. Look at all you did for Alabama. I'd totally be okay with that. And I'm an Oklahoma fan. That doesn't bother me at all.
It's tough, man. With the transfer portal, a lot of big-time guys moving around now, something we've never seen prior to, the last decade. I mean, I like to consider the person an alumnus of the school where they had the most success. Do you consider Jalen Hurts to have had the most success at Oklahoma or Alabama?
It's difficult to I mean, you could argue it both ways because, I mean, Oklahoma, he won the Big 12, went to the college football playoff in the one season he was there, right? But Alabama, he had way more opportunity, or at least more years, and he did very similar things. He won more playoff games at Alabama, which would probably be the edge, but he never won a national championship as the starter there. Technically, he did, but Tua won them that game. But I'd say Alabama just because of longevity.
It's got to be Alabama. Yeah, he played it for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
he
the
started the whole time.
But
pretty
the
much.
1 year at Oklahoma, he started for 2 years. The 1 year at Oklahoma was really effective, though, and that's where they
And
legitimately
they
have
put
an
up a heck of
argument.
a fight against LSU in the playoff. game.
Right, but they still propelled him to a Heisman Trophy finalist. And if he doesn't go to Oklahoma, if he finishes his career at Alabama, that dude's not being drafted in the second round. He's not.
No, I hear you. And I think there is a case you can go either way because he was successful at both, where most guys don't have that issue. Like if you're an Ohio State fan, you want to claim Joe Burrow? No.
Joe
That
Burrow
doesn't
didn't
count.
play there, dude. He was there for a while, yes.
You left there because you didn't play.
Yeah.
If you are an Ohio State fan, you try to claim Jamison Williams? No. Yeah, but he was there longer. But he never played. That's why he went to Alabama. Became the first-round pick.
Yeah,
all about where you had your success.
Jamison Williams had 15 touchdowns at Alabama in 1 year. He had 15 catches in 2 years at Ohio State.
Yeah.
So, and those are nonfiction numbers.
Unless that person retroactively starts supporting the school in a graduate role, a la Alvin Kamara. Now, he who started at Alabama, never played, went to Tennessee, got his playing time there, really made his name with the Saints, but goes back to Alabama.
Most people consider him a Tennessee player, though.
But where's he go? Where does he call his school? It's Alabama.
Does he call Alabama in school?
Dude, he's on the sideline for the spring game. Not a lot of transfers go back to their school
true.
spring game. You know?
That's very true, yeah. So I would love to. I mean, Jalen Hurts is about to compete to play for a Super Bowl here. So it's probably not the best time to ask him, but I would love to hear his thoughts on that. I really would, just to put it to bed, because
He'd
I'm so
probably have
sick
a great
of
answer.
He would. And he would play it down the middle, but I'm sick of the argument. I do not care either way. If you're an Alabama fan and you were just like, oh yeah, I mean, that's an that's an Alabama quarterback out there playing for the Eagles. I'm like, yeah, hey, that's an Oklahoma quarterback playing for the Eagles. We can say the same thing because he did a lot of great for both universities.
What do you consider Russell Wilson?
I'd say Wisconsin.
Dude won a ton of games at NC State.
He
Played
did.
4 full years. Only
That's a
played
good
one.
comparison.
That's a tough one.
Great comparison.
Because he's always called the Wisconsin quarterback, Russell Wilson, but he was there for 9 months.
That's the comparison, because I mean number one, they're very similar in the sense that they each had their most effective year somewhere else, but they played the bulk of their careers at other schools. But they actually played a bunch at both schools. These other guys, the Joe Burrow comparison, the Jamison Williams comparison, the Cam Newton comparison.
Does Florida really try to claim Cam Newton?
No, I don't think so.
I was going to say that's just.
But
bananas.
I did see that argument thrown out there.
He did have one attempt.
The Troy Aikman comparison. It's played out. So
I hear you. I don't care.
I don't care. Jalen Hurts.
Some of this stuff is a little stranger than fiction sometimes, you know? Hey, man. What do you mean half the store's fake books? What? The heck? Okay. I opened up the first page. Every page in here is blank.
Yeah.
What are these fake books doing here? Baby, get in the car. We're going to a real bookstore. Not this books a million pieces of crap. They're all fake.
Let's see. Justin gets in and says, I have no problem with any school fan base claiming a player, even if we're only on the team for 1 year and didn't play. That player still traveled and practiced with the team, which means something to me still. I don't know. I find
you can claim him as a student.
Yeah.
You know, hey, when that guy was with us, he had a 3.12 GPA. You know,
I find it hard because we're not arguing on the basis of the university, right? We don't go there. We don't care if Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts gets their degree from Alabama. We care. We're representing the football fan base side of it, right? So Ohio State fans, as football fans, I don't feel like have a legitimate shot to claim Joe Burrow that didn't play there for real when he started 2 full years at LSU. They have the better right to claim him.
that's an LSU quarterback, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball to his LSU teammate, Jamar Chase.
Another guy is Spencer Sanders, who started 4 years at Oklahoma State, has transferred to Ole Miss. If he gets that starting job, which, I'll be honest, man, who thinks that Spencer Sanders, a 4-year starter, was going to leave a sure starting spot to go somewhere we'd have to compete with 2 other dudes? He's going to have a shot at beating Jackson Dart, Walker Howard for that starting job at Ole Miss. Who's going to get to claim him?
I don't think anyone's going to care.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to claim him. I
don't think I'll ever be in that debate.
But what if Spencer Sanders takes Ole Miss and they win the West this year? Let's just say they win. I know that's not going to happen. Let's just say they win the West. Ole Miss fans are going to love Spencer Sanders for the 1 year they had him, and that's going to probably propel him to be selected a little higher than he would have been in the NFL draft. They would have a legit shot to claim him, but so would the school that just started him for 4 years.
It's a combo. It's a Jalen Hurts situation.
Mm-hmm.
Did stuff at both.
And by the way, going back to your Russell Wilson question, I think both NC State and Wisconsin have a legit shot of claiming him. I see him as Wisconsin just because it was the last place he played. But if NC State guys are like, no, he's an NC State quarterback, yeah, you're right.
Is Jalen Hurts, are they playing on NBC at all? They're not, I don't think. I think it's Fox and CBS with the championship games. But, NBC on the intros, they let the players introduce themselves and say their school. Russell Wilson for the longest time made that super cool thing where he's like, Russell Wilson, a whole pack of Badgers. Combining Wolf Pack and Badgers.
Jalen wouldn't do it.
What would Jalen Hurts say? Would he be the guy that's like, he'd say his high school?
He'd plug his high school or just like the School of Hard Knocks.
Buzzsaw, School of Hard Knocks. Mm-hmm. Or Hacksaw. That was Terrell Suggs. Hacksaw. School of Hard Knocks.
I love how crazy they get with it now. They do not care about that intro at all.
No, it's all you barely hear what schools these guys go to, except for the SEC.
They do represent.
If you see like an Alabama or a Georgia player, guaranteed they'll say Alabama or Georgia.
100%.
There's pride, and some of these schools that got the swagger about them that do something, and you always see their alumni coming back. Alabama and Georgia guys are always going to say that.
I saw it this weekend. I think. So Kansas City has 2 offensive linemen from Oklahoma, and they got Trey Smith from Tennessee. And I want to say that it was Creed Humphrey, the center, said Oklahoma, I think.
He did.
And it was Orlando Brown that was just like Hogwarts, Ravenclaw, or whatever. It was like, what's up?
Yeah, he did.
but Trey Smith was like, Tennessee. All the SEC guys represent
SEC's got some pride. They announced their schools.
They got some pride.
If you went to Oregon State, what's up, Hufflepuff? Get out of my face. You don't even know who I am anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Every single time. That's what it is, man. So
that's the way to do it. Mm-hmm. Go based off what they say in their NBC intro.
Yeah.
Buzzsaw. School of Hard Knocks.
So I've before we got like 15 more minutes here. Before we get out of here, a lot of people that used to listen to us on the radio, they followed us over here, and they'll listen, they'll tweet at me and stuff like that, and get my DMs. And there are a lot of people here now that miss us on the radio from the 2 to 5 because they get us for 3 hours a week rather than 3 hours a day. And some, some had reached out and tried to get a job in radio and work behind the scenes and everything because they see that we had a lot of fun. It brought me back to every time I have to explain to someone how difficult it is in radio to get to those. Like, you really have to work hard, and it's easier to do it when you're younger, getting out of school, because you're still like living on ramen noodles and stuff. It's easier to justify doing it that way because you really have to go through a lot before you get there. I remember like living in Florence and driving part-time, costing me money to come out here to get a shot at the radio, being like you have to go through the remote lackey phase before you get actual shots. You have to go and sit up a table and represent.
Still an industry where you pay your dues.
Yeah, you definitely paying your dues, dude. And if you're like working extra, they don't give you they're not paying you with extra money. You're getting like free CDs that they haven't been able to give away in a while. So
you don't always just get your regular money.
I remember for the longest time, an unopened James Blunt CD. I think I still have it unopened.
That's talk about perks.
They tried. They were
That's
like, "Hey,
nice.
you know what? You're doing so good. Why don't you want one of these gifts in this box? You know what? Actually, just take this one." And it was a James Blunt CD. I'm like, you know what? I know the one song, but I'm okay. But no, seriously, you can have it. I'm like, I'm fine. Hey, would you please take this? I don't.
Please.
We got to get new
James
stuff.
is going to be here tomorrow. He's going to count. Take the CD. I don't even have a CD player anymore. Please.
Yeah, it's
Please
got
just
I've got it on
use
Apple
it as a
Music.
coaster. I really don't even care. I've had these James Blunt CDs for 12 years. It's either that or season 4 of Mike and Molly on DVD. What do you want?
So if you're ever going to try to get into radio because you like a radio show and you think that you could also contribute to that or do a good job or have something to give to it, just understand that is fun once you get there. But just a lot of people have an expectation of getting into radio that's just not real. You do have to pay your dues before you move up. So just keep that in mind, that you're going to get a lot of, like, instead of real money sometimes, you're going to get, like, a lot of voodoo vouchers for free movies.
I cleaned out my apartment a couple weeks ago. I was cleaning part of it, and I found so many old voodoo movie downloads
Are
for
they still
movies
good?
that I had no intention of watching.
Are they still good?
I threw them away.
Oh, you should have given them to me because I have a really great collection on voodoo.
I think it's more trouble for me to start a voodoo account and download all these movies from 10 years ago.
But I already went through that trouble. I already have it.
Oh, you got
and those codes, it takes a long time for them to
You
expire.
started those up? You were using those too?
No, it's way worse than that. So I never got those.
I think I watched Coraline once.
So for me, I was going through probably when we first moved into our house about 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago. We were going through all of our DVDs, and a lot of them had those, digital codes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just recently heard of Voodoo. So I'll start up and claim them all. Started claiming them. They weren't expired. I kept getting movies. But the more I claimed, the more free movie vouchers that it would give me.
What?
So, but you could only use it on a certain collection of movies that they had, and it was movies that nobody wants to watch. Like collectively, I think you could add up all 100 movies that were on this list, and their IMDb score might be a 50 combined.
It's good stuff.
It's bad. You want to check out the IMDb? You want to check out the
You
Voodoo?
got your Voodoo account?
Oh, I got my
Yeah,
I got the
let's
app
see what you
right
got
here.
queued up in that bad boy.
All right. Oh,
Citizen Kane, some classics maybe. Bridge over the River Kwai.
first movie on the list.
Yeah.
A Cinderella Story.
I don't know what is that?
Hilary Duff, Chad Michael Murray, man. What do you mean?
I thought nope, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Cinderella
Jennifer Coolidge is in that movie.
Good
right?
for her.
Yeah.
But cool.
All right, fine. I'll give you a
Hilary
better one.
Duff, movie number 1 in the Voodoo
I
account.
started off with a bad one on purpose. I'll give you a better one. The Brady Bunch movie.
Oh, I didn't know you had classics in there.
How about a Very Brady sequel? Because it's on here.
So what was the deal? Did you just get a bunch of Brady down? Are you going to be 80 for Brady?
They gave me a they gave me a Very Brady download. And
All
I
the
just-
Bradys are 80. Tony is in for the 80s Bradys.
Not even the first one. They gave me another 48 hours for free. I didn't even get the first one.
Was that Eddie Murphy and
Nick
Nolte?
Nolte?
You don't want to see the first one. It's a waste of time.
They gave it to me.
Really, the whole first movie just sets up the second movie. That's
Yeah,
why they said
yeah.
we need another 48 hours.
Well, they gave me the second one. I was like, do I need to see the first one first? And they were like, nah, not really. Please take this movie. We don't want it. Actually, you know what? You don't have to redeem it. We're gonna just put it in your account. Take it.
It's always tough when you name a sequel, and it's like you hear in crime, it's like the first 48 is the most important. So sequel number 2, hey, another 48. It's like, oh, so now the lead's just gonna go cold. They're not gonna solve
Oh,
anything.
now there's another 2 days. So.
Oh, well, the guy's halfway to Mexico by now.
It's been so long since I got that one, so I'm not sure if it was a Nick Nolte double feature or not. But the next movie right next to it is another Nick Nolte movie starring Shaquille O'Neal, Blue Chips.
Called what?
Blue Chips.
Blue Chips.
Yeah, Shaq.
Championship winning coach Pete Bell, Nick Nolte, runs the cleanest program in collegiate basketball. But when he finds himself on the brink of his first losing season, Bell decides he must make a risky trade to protect his job. Under the table dollars for talent, betraying his conscience, and the trust of his ex-wife. Bell signs the nation's Blue Chips, a farm boy forward, a playmaking guard from the projects, and Neon Budo, a 7-foot slam-dunking phenom from the Bayou. Now Bell has the best team money can buy, but is he prepared to pay the price? Man, Blue Chips sounds like a banger.
1994.
I want to watch Blue Chips. with a young Shaquille O'Neal playing Bayou's best recruit, Noah Budo.
I've got the synopsis for another 48 hours. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here's how it starts. Here they go again.
My God.
Here they go again, only faster and tougher. Reggie Hammond and Jack Cates return in the smash sequel that's, quote, better than the first. How much better? For starters, the mob puts a price on Reggie's head.
My God.
The bus transporting him from the pen flips over about 17 times.
Never seen that
Why
one
is that in
before.
the description?
17. About? Did it say about?
It
17?
says about 17
It
times.
flips 16 to 19 times, give or take.
His prize Porsche is blown into scrap metal. Creeps in a bar still haven't learned it's dumb to get Reggie mad. And the night is still young. Before these 48 hours are up, Reggie and Jack will turn San Francisco inside out to nail an elusive drug lord. The boys are back in town, and the action's on the streets. Don't miss it.
I think I still want to see Blue Chips. I think I'd choose Blue Chips.
I want to check out can I see the first 48 hours first? No.
Do you have the download code?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, you can't.
I have the third Aladdin movie on here. Aladdin, King of Thieves.
I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, that's a good one. It's not bad.
It's okay. It's a good one.
Yeah, I have the incomplete.
You have some James Bond movies.
I have Casino Royale and Skyfall. I got War of the Planet. I got one of the Planet of the Apes movies.
Cool.
I got Insurgent and Divergent. I have Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2.
You're a big sequel guy.
I guess so. I didn't.
Big sequel guy.
Let's see. I do have some good stuff on here.
Wow, you got a lot of movies in there.
Yeah, I got all the Die Hards.
I had Coraline. I had Coraline, and I think I had the first half of Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. Great movie.
Did you ever get a code for Double Jeopardy?
No, I think that's been on Netflix for the last 15 years. So
Libby
never really
Parsons,
needed it.
who discovers that the husband she's convicted of murdering staged his own death and framed her for the crime. Released on parole, she skips town to find him, and that puts parole officer Travis Lehman on her tail.
Is Tommy Lee Jones the cop?
It doesn't say who plays who, but Ashley Judd, I would imagine, plays Libby Parsons.
If you've seen Tommy Lee Jones play cop,
You've seen him play a cop.
you know how it's going to go.
What was the movie with him and Harrison Ford? The Fugitive?
Yeah. Or U.S. Marshals, the sequel.
There's a sequel.
I'm surprised you don't have it in your Voodoo account.
I need it.
So you didn't know. You probably
You can't
will
add it
soon.
on your phone. You have to add it on the computer, and then it goes to the app. What's the other one? What's the one where he plays like bodyguard to the cheerleaders, the Texas cheerleaders? You ever seen that one?
I know what movie you're talking about, but that's like
That's
dead
what-
last on the Tommy Lee Jones list of movies.
cop movies.
He was like the stubborn old cheerleading coach in Texas.
He was like undercover and had to keep them safe. What's that called? Man of the house. Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Christina
25
Milian.
college
was in it.
cheerleaders.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Starring Tommy Lee Jones, Christina Milian, and Cedric the Entertainer.
This summer, it's Blue Chips 2.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
I need to add a bunch of awful movies to my Voodoo.
If you
have Voodoo codes that you're never going to use because they're awful movies, do the right thing and give them to me.
And if anybody wants to watch Coraline for free, I'll just give you my account. I don't use it. So. It was good, man. Coraline was sick.
I do like sequels, dude. I have the first one on here too. Never mind. I was going to say I have Frozen 2, but I also have the first one.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Let's see.
I'm not going to be able to work the rest of the day without thinking about Blue Chips.
I have one X-Men movie. X-Men Wolverine's Origin.
I'm downloading the trailer for Blue Chips. We're closing the show with that.
Okay.
In a world where sports just is too dang difficult.
I mean, we can watch. I have it on my phone right here.
Blue Chips, too, when you watch it today in the world of NIL deals, is really just college football current day. Blue Chip. Nick Nolte is a coach, and he just is looking to get better, so he does what everyone else is doing. It's Blue Chips.
He paid for Shaq and Penny Hardaway. So, Let's see. Week 6 on NBC, Jalen Hurts said his high school this season. Okay, there you go. Justin said he did claim his high school.
Okay, he's being political with it. Smart.
Robert gets in. He says Jennifer Nettles is the singer in Sugarland.
There you go. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Love her on the Righteous Gemstones.
He also said it was Tennessee Tech that Auburn played last year, and Tennessee Tech's the Golden Eagles. You're close. The Birds.
The Birds. Go Birds.
They're Birds.
Go
You know?
Birds.
That was a good game, too. Auburn came back like the bottom of the 8th to win that game. It was a good one. We didn't get to see Sonny that night,
Yeah,
but we
that's
ended up
right.
getting to see him as a Panda later
This
on.
Blue Chips trailer's taking a week and a half to download.
How big is it? It's 10 megabytes. What's wrong?
I don't know. Maybe I downloaded it too big. We're going tiny. We're going with the tiny file. No, that's. I'll make it happen.
All right. Your time's going up. It was 23 seconds. Now it's over.
Look, I
It's
don't make
3
computers,
minutes.
man. Don't yell at me.
Just let it go, dude.
You
Just
have
let it
your.
go.
All right. We don't have to do it.
No, we do. Just let it download. Just let it go.
I hit cancel.
No.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I can't work under these conditions.
I can't do it. Just close the show.
There's no way this can be real. There's no way this is nonfiction right now. There's no way this is nonfiction.
This is nonfiction, pal.
No way.
It's real. We're having trouble getting blue chips.
We don't live in a fantasy land, okay? We live here in nonfiction.
Could you imagine telling somebody I'm having trouble getting blue chips? No one's had trouble getting blue chips. People have been begging people to watch blue chips.
I'm actively trying to give it away on my
There's
Voodoo
pieces
right
of paper with free downloads to blue chips floating around everywhere. All the kids are talking about it at school. Hey, did you watch Blue Chips yet? No, I haven't. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. I don't know who Nick Nolte is.
How it says on here, I accidentally clicked on a Very Brady Seagull. It says, watch again. I've never watched it to begin with.
Au contraire.
I've never seen it.
Voodoo
A
says
damn
you
one.
have.
I don't think I have. I have
All right.
Draft Day. You ever seen Draft Day?
I know of it. I haven't seen it. No.
It's all right. It's solid. All right, let's end on this Blue Chips trailer. What we got?
No, I mean, close it down. I got I'm halfway through the download.
Oh, so we're going to finish? We're going to wrap it up?
This is like when I was a kid and I'd want to download a music video and it'd take 3 hours.
All right, coming up on Wednesday, we're going to boot up LimeWire and get this trailer downloaded officially, and we'll have that for you.
I'm hardwired in right now. This Blue Chips trailer better be packed with action.
We'll have more for you on Wednesday from 2 to 3. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. It's been the Bullpen.
No, you got to give me more of a build. Are we not doing Blue Chips?
You just said, no, we're not doing Blue Chips. You said wrap it up. We don't have it.
No, I mean, like, kind of like wrap it up, like do like an extended wrap, and then we'll wrap it up with Blue Chips.
All right. I'm so confused right now.
Be like, hey,
Is
Trash
this-
Pandas baseball, Auburn. Oh, that's it.
Are you being nonfiction with me right now?
I'm being I've never been more nonfiction in my entire life.
That sounds so stupid. That's the
Are
book
you
system we
gonna
have.
close it out?
I
got 50
I
seconds.
can't. You won't
Buy
let
me
me.
50.
I tried to close that. You said no. We got
Buy
to
me
do the
50.
Blue Chips.
Buy me 50 seconds.
I've tried to read the comments on the thing, and
All right.
we're out of comments on the thing.
Buy me 42. I need 42. If you can give me 42, we're there.
All right.
We're 37 seconds away from the trailer of Blue Chips.
I can't lie. You know what's crazy about this Blue Chips movie
Yeah.
is that when we were talking about Blue Chips the other day, we noticed that Shaquille O'Neal was in it, and I've heard more about Shaquille O'Neal. This should tell you all you need to know before we even watch this trailer about whether this movie's good or bad. I've heard more about Shaquille O'Neal starring as a genie in a movie than in Blue Chips. So that tells you anything.
It's crazy, too. Penny Hardaway was in that movie.
His name wasn't even on the cover.
He was the other guy.
Nick Nolte and Shaquille O'Neal. Penny Hardaway got snubbed. Maybe that's what started the
They just
downfall.
straight up grabbed the 1995 Orlando Magic and was like, we're going to make a movie about you guys. All right. You ready for this?
Let's do it. Trailer to Blue Chips, baby.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, chips.
Any questions, stupid or otherwise? All right, Alan.
Yeah, Coach, we'd like to hear your side of the basketball kicking incident.
Alan, you used up your question. That was stupid.
I will not have the first losing season in 40 years at this university.
You are not getting the kind of athletes that we used to.
Yeah, but the program's clean, Chancellor.
It is time to tell Coach Petey Bell to take a hike.
I don't do well with losing, do I?
You've won 2 national championships. You've won 8 conference titles. I don't call this losing.
What efforts are you and your staff making as far as recruiting is concerned?
We got the inside track on some great ball players this year.
You get those guys, you are in the Final Four next year.
Let's get these guys.
He's never been coached
He's totally raw.
Neon, please try not to step on the children.
Okay, all right. If I couldn't play basketball, would you be trying to get me in college?
No.
At least you're honest.
I figure a white blue chip athlete like myself deserves something extra, about 30 grand. Like to have it in cash.
Get the hell out of here, Ricky. Get out of here.
All the other schools are doing it, Coach.
I know everything. I know what Butch McRae's mother wants.
You really want your son to start out life by learning how to bend and break the rules? I mean, what's he gonna become? A millionaire?
I did not authorize the car for Ricky, but you did authorize the friends of the program to do what had to be done.
He bought him, Charlie. I know he bought him.
We're gonna be on top again.
Did you cheat?
Foul is not a foul unless the referee blows his whistle.
Did you take money?
No.
We owe them this money.
Don't talk to me about money. We owe it to him.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Dude, Blue Chips lived up to everything I thought it would be. They found Shaquille O'Neal. He was just playing pickup ball in a factory, in an abandoned factory. Did you see that?
Playing pickup ball, he was carrying children around.
There was a whole band of youths in this abandoned factory. Why? Because they just love the game.
He's carrying around elementary school children. And Nick Nolte's screaming at everybody. You don't talk to me about money.
He out crazy Bob Knight in Blue Chips.
You don't put mustard on my sandwich.
How dare you ask me to make my basketball program into what every single other basketball program is like right now and what they will publicly be like in the future? How dare you? I will get out of my office. Yell at that one guy. Why did he yell at that one guy? I thought that was his whole thing. He's like, my team stinks. I got to cheat to win. And the guy's like, 30 grand be nice. He's like, no, you're not.
Well, I think he was just like, yeah, let's go get these guys, and was naive at first to the fact that that he meant cheating. And then they cheated.
Weren't Blue Chips like bona fide, like studs, like Blue Chips, or like those are your 5 stars, those are your guys?
That's what I thought.
The first 2 guys he found in an abandoned factory and shooting on a hoop on a farm made out of an old peach basket. The game of basketball's changed. That was pre-AAU.
Still better than Hoosiers. So
it's tough being a coach back then. You had to go from farm to farm and go, y'all got any tall fellas around here that shoot the ball relatively well? No? Where's the next farm? All right.
I love the exposition.
Have you seen the abandoned factories, by the way, too? Are there any of those on the way? I'm trying to find a center.
I love the exposition, too. Like, you can't figure anything out on your own. They have to spoon-feed it to you through dialogue from other people. He's like, I can't lose anymore. She's like, lose? You won 2 national championships and 8 conference titles. This isn't going to be my first losing season in 40 years. I'm not going to lose more games than I've won in 40 years for the first time here.
If only you could just give me another 48 hours. What if the movie was so bad that in the last 30 minutes, Nick Nolte's just trying to get word out for his other movie?
Just pulling it.
Boys, look, we got to go out there and win tonight. You got this game. There's no way another 48 hours are going to be given to you at any point this season. But if you were to receive 48 hours, it'd probably be in a movie form. We got a rental place down the street. They've been supporting us all year. We got to win this game for them. All right? And afterwards, we're going to have a pizza party about 48 hours from now. So remember that. All right, let's go team on 3.
No, I need Alabama in this movie. I got a movie to plug. I need to play Alabama in this one.
What are the movies is Nick Nolte in?
There's like you know what the Tide are? The Tide are just waves. There's no Prince of Tides over there, okay? No Prince of the Waves, Prince of the Tides. It's just a wave.
Blue Chips. Blue Chips. Well, all right, I'm good.
All right, we've had our fill.
Close her down. TrashPandasBaseball.com. Get yourself some tickets. Check out the games. They're selling fast. Auburn, Alabama. Things we haven't had before. It's all full of fun. Folks, there's 73 days until Trash Panda baseball.
Yeah.
And every time somebody here sees that for the first time, they go, what? 73? Really? Yeah, it's really 73 days away. It's real.
Yeah, it's
got a job
nonfiction.
fair on the 11th of February. That's coming up. This is the most nonfiction I've been all
That is
show.
complete nonfiction that we are 70-something days away from baseball.
You see that job fair posting go up? It's showtime here in the Rocket City. Here at the launch pad. Here at the home of the Pandas, where, by the way, I went downstairs in the clubhouse earlier to see how, where some of our giveaway stuff is, what we're looking at there. And a couple of Pandas down there working out.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. Saw a couple of the boys, Brent Killam, Jeremiah Jackson.
Let's go.
Getting themselves ready for the season, so I did not expect that. I saw those guys working out. I said, what's up? I was like, boys, how are we? We must be close to Pandas baseball. We got Pandas in the building working out. So.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
I didn't either. That was quite a surprise.
That is pretty sweet. So get down here. We can't wait to see you Panda Maniacs here at Toyota Field in just a short couple of months. Until then, we'll see you on Wednesday from 2 to 3 right here. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. It's been the Bullpen.
This season for the Trash Pandas. Ooh. Coach Andy Schatzley had it all the year before, but now his program's got to get dirty. What's he do? He hires every guy from the 90s that got blackballed due to steroids, gives them a fake name, and signs them as 22-year-olds. This fall, Blue Chips 2.
I'm sold.